We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Wilson going to come out throwing. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gordon. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, we know he can run the football, too, but he's a good pass catcher, and that's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Well, CD, these two teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and now the interception and the pick six to take the lead.
Partner, you have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that quick miscue, and I would say that their plan worked to perfection.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and, boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Wilson. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The scoreboard tells the story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got a man, complete. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Albert Okuegbunam, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll give this out wide to Eckler. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. These two teams, they met in L.A. earlier in the year with the Chargers coming out victorious. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert off of play action. But he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Throwing on 2nd down. Herbert. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 32. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to...
And a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Joey Bosa able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. On the return, Jackson. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Eckler going to get it again on second down.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play out of it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a one-touchdown game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
3rd and long. It's Wilson.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
4th down. Corliss Waitman now on to punt.
Here's Jackson to return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At about the 32. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back. The ball's intent.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Now it's Wilson.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And this is caught by Williams.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Over the middle. And oh, he coughed it up. It's picked up by the Broncos. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Touchdown, Chargers.
Well, not exactly the way that they drew it up, partner, but certainly not going to complain because the end result, touchdown.
A great outcome for the offensive side, but a crushing play defensively. You make a quick stop, force a fumble, only to see them take the fumble all the way in for 6 points. Now the challenge becomes not getting down and going out and continuing to make plays and hoping the ball bounces your way the next time.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Their catch, their gain at the 25-yard line. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On 1st down, Wilson to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Khalil Mack able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they give it up just on their side of midfield. And, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them because they're really outside of field goal range now. All right, the opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
Rolling to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You've got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the 50, here's Herbert. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think
Williams loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now a carry for the former first-round pick of the Chargers. It's Melvin Gordon. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety.
That's exactly what they were aiming for defensively. A huge early play that cuts off any opposing momentum at the knees. As soon as that snap was made, they were flying to the ball and through the line. Great call from the coaching staff and even better execution.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.